Hi, we're Lynn
and Nisha,
and you're watching
BTS MVP.
Welcome to another episode of BTS MVP, where we pick out which member has the most iconic moment or the most memorable moment in all of their biggest hits. But first, let's talk about the drink of the day.
The drink of the day is iced chocolate. This is in honor of Jimin, who in Bon Voyage Season 4 ordered iced chocolate after they went on a bike ride.
Wow, that is some intense chocolate flavor.
Yeah, it sort of tastes like hot chocolate, but cold.
It's really sweet. It's really sweet.
It's good. I like it.
It's like a dessert in a cup. It's not bad for...
Might be in my top 3.
Of BTS drinks that we've had so far. Well,
I mean, not a lot of them have been good.
There's not a lot of competition there, no.
BTS, what are we doing?
It's definitely drinkable, I will say that, and it's enjoyable as a drink, but it's basically a whole meal in a cup, so. Yeah,
I like it.
All right.
Seal of approval. The recipe will be linked down below if you want to try making it yourself.
The song of the day is... Our song of the day is Life Goes On, which is the first single off of the album B, if you don't count Dynamite, which I think we're counting as sort of its own thing.
A teaser.
That's right. I personally am madly in love with the B album. When it came out, I was kind of like, oh, this is sort of like a weird collection of songs. It doesn't have the same kind of thematic idea as some of their other albums, but its overall concept, I guess, was just like healing in a time when everyone's sad.
And it so is healing.
It's so healing, I know. And this song in particular, Life Goes On, is a beautiful song and so very, I don't know, uplifting in a time when we all need to just feel a little bit better about things.
The quarantine song of the age.
That's right. Let's jump into our honorable mentions.
Let's.
This week is kind of a weird week because we don't have the same honorable mentions at all, but we did pick the same MVP. So make sure you stick around and find out who our MVP is. But first, let's talk about our 4 honorable mentions because we each chose 2.
Starting off, my first honorable mention is RM. Now, he doesn't have a huge part in this song. He doesn't get the chorus.
So let me just say that nobody really has a huge part in this song.
That's what made it so hard.
This song is very balanced, right?
Yeah.
And all 7 of them have a beautiful contribution.
Yes.
And nobody has like sort of like the star part. So this was a very difficult song to choose.
I appreciate you, BTS.
That's right.
All of you.
Thank you.
So my first honorable mention is RM. Now, he doesn't have a huge part, but his rap is slightly longer than both Suga and J-Hope's raps.
오늘도 비가 내릴 것 같아 흠뻑 젖어버렸네 아직도 멈추질 않아 저 먹구름보다 빨리 달려가 그럼 될 줄 알았는데 나 겨우 사람인가 봐.
Also, I just really love the melody of his rap. It fits in so well with the song. And it's all in Korean, like completely Korean, which is something we don't always see from RM.
Sure.
And I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, no, I
Sometimes
like that
RM gets overlooked as the English one, but he knows Korean.
Does he?
He does. His rap is very melodic and it fits in with the background music, which sometimes I feel like RM's rap create their own sort of melodies within the song. Which is super powerful and a creative thing that he can do. But I feel like in Life Goes On, it sort of fits like the last piece of a puzzle.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
RM, you did an excellent job.
I think RM would appreciate you saying so. I'm going to name one of my honorable mentions now, and I'm going to start off with Jin. So this song is very melodic, which favors the vocal line, in my opinion. And it's very hard to say that any one of the vocalists stands out more than the others, but I wanted to throw an honorable mention to Jin for a couple of reasons. I think that his voice really suits this song. I think that his parts in this song are very beautiful. And he also has this gorgeous part just leading up into the break. Like there's a bit of a pause moment in the middle of this song. And right before that is Jin's line.
잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아줘 미래로 달아나자 Like an echo in the forest.
Close your eyes for a moment. Let's run away to the future together. And yeah, I know, it's very beautiful.
Let's run away, Jin.
Yeah.
Call me.
That's right. I think I'm a little probably influenced by the video here as well, because they focus on Jin's and he sort of carries us through that
Yes.
pause moment.
The transition.
It's very beautiful. Thanks, Jin.
Jin.
Who's your next honorable mention?
Right, my next honorable mention is JK. I have honorable mentioned him probably the most. I've talked about
I think
Jungkook
anytime we
throughout the
have a
videos.
song that is more vocal focused instead of rap focused, JK is going to be a player.
He's the main vocal, so he usually gets the most parts. And even though Life Goes On is a very balanced song, as you said, I do feel like that Jungkook had more parts, whether it's just harmonizing with the others. Like him and Jimin get the chorus.
True.
잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아줘 미래로 달아나자 Like an echo in the forest 하늘 같아 나오겠지 I'm a widow of the sea Yeah, life goes on
I often
Jungkook's
find as
there.
well that whoever has the opening lines to
Yes.
the song makes a big impact, and in this song it's Jungkook.
어느 날 세상이 멈췄어 아무런 예고도 하나 없이 꿈은 기다림을 몰라서 눈치 없이 와버렸어
And Jungkook gets to do the little oohs and ahs and ad-libs during Suga and J-Hope's rap. You can hear them in the background.
True, true. Especially in J-Hope's rap, I think he has a cute little moment there where he adds a little ooh.
늘 하던 시작과 끝 안녕이란 말로 오늘과 내일도 함께 이어보자고 멈춰있지만 어둠에 숨지마 빛은 더 떠오르니까
And our final honorable mention is...
My second honorable mention goes to V, and I really associate V's voice with this song. He has that kind of deep and soulful and sad quality to his voice sometimes.
He does.
And I do find it fits the song really well. He's got two very memorable parts for me. The first part is right in the pre-chorus where he says,
끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있긴 한가발이 뜨지지 않아
there's no end in sight. Is there a way out? My feet won't move. It's, I think, how a lot of people are feeling right now, and his voice is so beautiful in expressing that. It's
Soothing.
It's soothing, and you feel understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody else is sad.
Yeah, and then he also gets the ending part where he says, I remember. And technically he's sharing that part with Jimin. Jimin has like the high
Yes.
sort of notes that go there.
Veeman harmonizing.
I love it when Veeman harmonizes. But for me, that's a V part. He closes out the song with that beautiful, beautiful moment. I remember. So V, nice work, and Life Goes On.
And now let's find out who the MVP is.
All right, so for Life Goes On, who's our MVP?
Suga!
It's Suga, that's right.
He is such a small moment that really makes
I
or breaks
know.
this song.
It is really such a small moment, but it's my favorite moment. It's maybe my favorite moment on the whole B album.
What a statement!
I know.
Even Jin's high notes in Disease.
Yeah, no, I love this part so much. And I think if you know the song at all, you probably know what we're talking about.
이 음악을 빌려 너에게 나 전할게 사람들은 말해 세상이 다 변했대 다행히도 우리 사이는 아직 여태 안 변했네
It's the that saved 2020. I heard that on Twitter. It's so true. I don't know, there's just something about that whole part, and the lyrics there to me capture the whole meaning of the song. It says, people say that the world has changed, but between you and me, everything is still the same. And it gives me all the feels.
This part also always reminds me of when they were filming the MV for In the Forest, because Life Goes On has 4 MVs.
Yeah.
One of them was In the Forest. There's
right.
a part where all of BTS is sort of frolicking outside, and Suga decides that during his part, during this specific where he goes,
Oh, that's right, he does a little
he's gonna do a little dance.
진짜 이겼다
Sugar, you're as sweet as this chocolatey beverage. So yeah, it's a very small part of the song, but it's definitely my favorite part of the song, and it's
Memorable.
Yeah, so memorable. The
You've got to stop doing that.
Can we just wrap it up then? So Life Goes On. It's a Suga song.
Universal. 2 out of 2 armies say it's a Suga song.
It's a Suga song. Fun facts about Life Goes On. We don't have too many. One of them we already mentioned, that there's actually 4 videos for this song. The original MV, there's In the Forest version, On My Pillow version, and Like an Arrow version. And all 4 of those were directed by Jungkook, which is kind of cool. They're all really good. I recommend them all. And of course, we'll link to them all in the description
below.
The other thing we wanted to talk about here was their performance of this song at the Golden Disc Awards, which was just this past January, in January 2021. And they performed this song on a few different awards shows at the end of the year, but the Golden Disc Awards was the first time they performed it with Suga after he came back after his surgery, which, seeing that he's our MVP, that was a very important moment. And also the set for it was awesome.
Adorable.
They built all these little miniatures of all sets from their past music videos, and then each of the members were at a certain little miniature. I'll link to a really cool article that explains which miniature set goes with which video.
Specifically with the miniature sets, I want to talk about Jungkook. This poor boy had to stop playing with these little boxes and the little bus car that was there for the whole performance. You could see there are many clips of him attempting.
Yeah, I think
then
it was his set. I think it was the No More Dream.
I think so as well, yes.
That he had there, and there were these boxes.
There were toys, and he wasn't allowed to play with them. You ready?
I don't know. Okay.
Probably shouldn't be drinking.
I don't want to choke. All right, go ahead. Okay, I'm ready.
When you're in the shade, what is the reason you're happy?
I don't know. Why?
Because you're avoiding the sun.
It's not.
I don't know.
Okay. So for all those reasons, that's why Suga will always be the MVP of Life Goes On. Let us know in the comments if you agree with us, or if you disagree with us, or if you have anything else to say about this video. As usual, I will link to all the clips that we used in our description.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post new videos.
We'll see you next time. This has been
BTS MVP.